can't hear without my headset. Well, I don't want to hear the noise from outside. How's everybody today? Russell of Hotels, broadcasting live from the Courtyard Marriott, LAX. One of my first hotel, actually the first hotel that I ever worked as a director of sales and marketing. That was back in, believe it or not, back in '98. We opened this property. We basically reflagged it. There was another hotel named before. I believe it was called the Regency Plaza Hotel. It was a boutique hotel at LAX. And Sunstone Hotels at the time bought the property and asked me to come in and do the takeover or the exchange or the rebranding and things like that. So that's where it all started. So I was, you know, so it was a little history, little education when I come back in here, because remember how it was before and now how it looks now. It's amazing just the progress the hotel has made over the last since I took it over, and that was, like I said, since '98. So that's kind of some of the stuff didn't even exist, some of the areas and things like that. So that's just a little portion of it. I don't want to walk around too much. That's the entrance. It's right across from the Hyatt, which another hotel I worked at is actually a Radisson when I worked there. So there's plenty of space here to sit and do your work. You get your free Wi-Fi if you're a Marriott Rewards member. You got your free Wi-Fi. You can't beat that. So always tip of the day, join the rewards clubs because you get at least free Wi-Fi if you don't get anything else. So just wanted to go live for a little while. I was doing meeting someone here earlier. Been here for a couple hours, so thought I'd make this my office of the day. It's just what I do. This is my first one in a week. I was in Canada last week. I was in Montreal doing a show last week, doing some meetings, a little fun also. So can't beat that. Some new things that Russell of Hotels is doing. Get involved in some more digital marketing for hotels. Geo Wi-Fi, geo fencing, and Wi-Fi technology. So just got a text message. I've been waiting for a gift certificate from a hotel, and they're sending it today. So that's a good thing, right? So geo Wi-Fi, geo fencing and Wi-Fi technology. Wi-Fi technology is a way to for hotels to capture the guests that are inside of the hotel already. So it works via their cell phone. So you can send push notification, like say we're having a special in our restaurant, um, things like that, especially in a restaurant if it's a resort, spa services, golf, things like that. So whatever services you have in your hotel, you can actually capture those people that are there so they don't go anywhere else. You already have a captive audience, right? And that's one thing as a director or former director myself, always wanted to capture the people that are already in-house. We have a restaurant, we have other services. Why can't they spend the money with us and not have to go outside the hotel? Well, now there's an opportunity to do that. Most hotels already have Wi-Fi, so it doesn't make sense for you not to utilize the Wi-Fi that you already have and target those specific people. That's just part of it. So getting involved in that, or actually involved in that, so that's another service that Russell of Hotels will offer. So other than that, of course, I do my bread and butter, which is hotel site selection. So my job is to represent hotels, not hotels, organizations, corporations, individuals, whatever, who need hotel rooms. But pretty much on the group side. So group is 10 rooms or more. So anything group, you say, hey Russell, I have this association that I manage, and we do an annual conference for, 100 people. can you find a hotel, meeting space, all that kind of stuff. So my job is to go out and we call it sourcing. So we'll source, do it through a platform. We'll go and source different hotels for that specific meeting or conference or whatever they're doing. Then it's basically you do one proposal and you can send it to multiple hotels. So the turnaround time is a lot quicker. At least that's what it's supposed to be. So my job is source. I'll source, say, 10 hotels. And the best ones, I think, maybe the top five, I'll give them to my client, and it's up to the client to decide if they want. Then I'll renegotiate contracts, or I'll negotiate the contract, the pricing and things like that. So that's my job. So that's what I do for the most part. So I call it hotel site selection. Some people call it sourcing. It's under the umbrella of meeting planning. But some people do the meeting plan. They do from start to finish. But most meeting planners worry about the content of the meeting. I don't necessarily worry about the content. I worry about the site. What are they looking for? What are their objectives of that meeting? And that way you can kind of, get the right site for them. And if it's a quick, sales meeting, they're in and out, then more than likely an airport hotel maybe, be good for them because you got a lot of people flying in, things like that. But if it's more of a, we're going to relax, we're going to do some meetings, we may play some golf, then, you want to maybe go for a suburban location or even a resort location. So they're not in a hurry to get back to where they were, and they can be, 3 to 5 days and things like that. So it's always important to know what is the objective of the meeting. Even if I'm not doing the content, I always ask them, what are you trying to get out of this? What do you need? Because you have to match what they're doing with the hotel. At least that's what I do. I don't know what other planners do, other site selection people do, but that's what Russell of Hotels does. I also have a site on my russellofhotels.com where you can make individual reservations. So you just click book a hotel anywhere on my site. Go to russellofhotels.com. There's a space bar, and then at the end on the right side, I believe it says book hotels anywhere. Click on that. It goes to my reservation platform. Type in your destination, the date, boom, gives you a list of hotels based on your budget, based on where you need to be, and then you can book it from there. Use your credit card, and it takes all of a couple minutes to do it. So try to give, but if you have questions, you can always call me, and my contact information is on my website, which is www.russellofhotels.com. Russell of Hotels with an S at the end, or plural.com. You can also, I'm heavy on social media. I'm on LinkedIn at Russell L. Edmond. That's my official name, Russell L. Edmond on LinkedIn. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You can get me at Russell of Hotels. Pretty simple, right? So that's what I do. I stay pretty busy. Not as busy as I want to be. There's always some things, always some time I can do other things. So I'm always looking to plan, like I said, do hotel site selection and things like that. I'm always in hotels. I always make them my office for the day. And it's just, sometimes it's a random thing that I pick. Sometimes the hotel will ask me to come in and do that. So it just depends on what's going on or what my schedule is. But I just like to showcase hotels, because that's what I do. I've worked in 14 different hotels over 20 plus years, and I'm not that old. So, so that's what I do. I plant myself in hotels because I work from home, and sometimes you just want maybe just the interaction of saying hi to someone. And I can, I have my laptop or my iPad that I can do work wherever I am. So that's what I'll do. I'll post up. Most hotels do offer free Wi-Fi. If they don't, if you're a member, like I'm a Marriott Rewards member or a Hilton Honors member or whatever else is out there, most of the time you can put your number in there and you'll get the free Wi-Fi. So always important. I always gave this tip earlier. But give your another tip of the day is, or the same one, is join the rewards programs because you do get little perks here and there, and free Wi-Fi that helps me out. So one unique thing about Marriott products is that they always have spaces where you can plug up your device, get the Wi-Fi, and you can be connected. So that's one thing that Marriott has it over. You'll see a lot of the other chains do what Marriott is doing now. I mean, it's made, if you look at the lobby that I showed earlier, and I'll show it again, it's made for you to connect or to interact or network with people. I mean, that's just what it's made for. So they encourage you to come in here to do this. They encourage you to have your office of the day in a Marriott hotel, and I take advantage of that, and I think that's good. I buy coffee, or I mean, I don't drink coffee, tea, or soda, or whatever. But I use probably at least every other day, if not every day, every other day. I guess that's maybe 2 or 3 times a week. Because I don't, yeah, some weekends I do it as well. But at least every other day, I'm in a different hotel. Um, if I'm out of town, of course, I have to be in that hotel. So last week I was in Montreal, and I was at the Fairmont Queen Elizabeth, which was my hotel of the week for the most part. Um, Great hotel as well. Great services. Had never been to Montreal before, so it's always good to get out and see, how the different hotels look in different areas, different countries, or whatever. And that way I can post about it. And if someone asks me, "Hey, what do you think about Montreal?" Hey, there's a great hotel, the Fairmont Queen Elizabeth. And do I recommend it? Yeah, I do recommend it. So I was there with Meetings and Incentives. That's the organization that put on this particular show. And I was lucky enough to be selected to go. So not everyone can go. It's based on how many meetings you've booked in the past 6 months, and it's based on if you do any international business, which I've done some international business as well. So a lot of representation from the UK or Europe in general were there. So it's always good to connect with people you haven't connected with before, because I never know what, the next day is going to bring. I may have a client that needs to do something in Europe. So now I have some connections there with DMCs, which is destination management companies. They do transportation, they do special events, they do all that kind of stuff. So it's always good as a hotel site selection person like me to have a DMC in your back pocket, because you never know when you're going to need something. It can be anywhere in the world. But if you have the right DMCs, they can point you in the right direction. And a lot of times they do this stuff for you. I mean, of course, it does cost money, but that's, you got to let the client know that, hey, in order for this to happen, this is it. We go through a DMC or destination management company. They're everywhere. So that's what I do. I mean, maybe kind of rambling along, but maybe not. I mean, it's just information. Um, and I told myself every time I'm in a hotel now, I'm gonna do some live kind of broadcast from there. Just I mean, you can't be Russell of hotels and not be in a hotel and talk about being in a hotel. And when I'm in a hotel, I need to let people know that I'm actually in a hotel. So does it make sense? I don't know. But anyway, so that's what's going on. I'm trying to think anything coming up. Be in San Diego next week. Have a site selection with a couple of clients. So I'll be in San Diego next week. I can't remember the date, but I guess I got to look at that. So that would be good. They're close to making a selection for a December program, so should be good. So I'll be there at the trying to think of the hotel I'm going to be at. It's in Carlsbad, the Omni. That's one of the hotels. So I'll be at the Omni next week. So that should be good, because I haven't been there. I don't think I've been there at all. Yeah, Omni La Costa. I have not been there, so we'll make sure I'm there. And guess what? Maybe I'll make that my hotel of the day next week sometime. So since I'm going to be there. So other than that, at the Courtyard LAX, it's on Century Boulevard. I should know the address because I used to work here. It's 6161 West Century Boulevard. It's actually on Century and Vicksburg. Vicksburg is the street that it actually sits on. I mean, there is a driveway entrance on Century, but it actually sits more on Vicksburg. Vicksburg and 98th, but it is a little bit, I guess that's north of Century Boulevard, right across from the Hyatt Hotel. Hyatt Hotel, which is formerly the Radisson, which I used to be the director of sales there too back in the day. So I think I worked at probably three different hotels at LAX in my career. So three of the 14 hotels were here at LAX. So LA's been good to me. I've learned a lot. Started my hotel career actually at the Courtyard El Segundo as a housekeeping manager. So, God, that was a long time ago. I'm not even gonna say how long that was. But anyway, started there, opened up a couple other properties with Courtyard, did a lot of training with it's called what was it called? Manager in Training Program? MIT program? It's something like that. But Marriott has good training, so I cannot complain about that. That was my first experience. A lot of things that I do now are based on my training with Marriott. Um, so, I mean, just how you interact with guests. I have that, that 80, is it 80, I don't know, 5 to 10 foot rule. I don't know if that was a Marriott thing or not, but anyway, you acknowledge someone within 10 feet, and then within 5 feet, you're good afternoon or whatever. So you may get eye contact 10 feet away, but within 5 feet, you're greeting them, good morning, good afternoon, whatever. So I don't know if that was a Marriott thing, but that's something that's engraved in me. So I do that all the time. Even if I'm not, I do that now. It can be on the street, and I do the same thing. I think that's a good habit to have. And then you really can see how friendly people are. Just say hi. If people don't say hi to you, guess what? They're not friendly. So I was just outside a while ago, outside this hotel. A guy walks up, and I say, hey, good morning. You didn't say a word. So people are something else, but it doesn't stop me or deter me from still being nice and forthcoming with my kindness and niceness. That's just hospitality, and we're in hospitality, and I'm in it for a reason, and I say hello to everybody. So it doesn't matter if you greet me back or not. I'm gonna say good morning, good afternoon, and it's up to you. If you don't say it, I'll keep it moving, because guess what? The next person will acknowledge me and even say hello, good morning, or whatever. So that's just me. Anyway, enough of my rambling. Remember I said that Marriott encourages, a lot of the Marriott products encourage you to network, and they have places for you to hook up and free Wi-Fi and all that stuff. So I'm actually sitting in this little area right here, and I'll see if I can show you what I'm talking about. So this area right here, and you can see you can connect right there. There's connection for right there. Connection there. Connection over there. You got a little sitting area, TV right there. All those tables and desks, you see the long one over there. There's actually connections over there as well. So there's connections everywhere. So, for business people, it's ideal, but for anybody, because everybody needs to be connected these days. It's just not about business people, and then you get, people that blog and all that stuff, and everybody needs to be connected throughout the world. So Marriott, I would say they do a great job of doing that. Now, there's some other things that I question Marriott on, but like I said, I started my career with them, so I give them a pass for certain things, but there's some other things that they've done recently that, of course, me as a meeting planner or a site selection person, we don't necessarily agree with, but it's our job to turn that negative into a positive. It's not their job to make us money. I guess it's our job to make money. And if somebody throws a curveball in your situation, meaning if they're taking away a certain percentage of the commission that they normally give you, it's our job to make that up somewhere. So I've said it. That's my job to make it up. So it's not their job to always give us things. It's our job to When someone throws you a curveball, you gotta make it up somehow. So still gotta perform. So that's what it comes down to. So yeah, we don't like it, meaning we, other meeting planners, other hotel site selection people, other people that source meetings and events and things like that. No, we don't like it, but eventually we got to move on, right? And still make it happen. So anyway, that was it. I've actually been doing this for 20 minutes. Man, it didn't seem like it. So anyway, once again, this is YouTube. So I'm at YouTube at Russell of Hotels, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Russell of Hotels, LinkedIn, Russell L. Edmond, and I actually have two Facebook pages. So I have a personal one and a business related one. The business related one, of course, is Russell of Hotels, and then my personal one is Russell Edmond. Yes, that is my name. So anyway, based here in LA, originally from Blythe, California. Everybody knows where that is. Um, I'll give you a free coffee if you know where Blythe, California is. But you can't be from Blythe. All right. So just hit me up and let me know where it is. And you don't look it up on Google or anything like that. Come on. So anyway, it's in the desert. It's an hour and a half east of Palm Springs, just for reference sake. So that's where I'm from. And yeah, people do live out there. It is hot, but yeah, people live out there. 18 years I was there. All right, but I'm smart enough to know that that wasn't the place for me. So anyway, but thank you so much. I appreciate you tuning in. Follow me on social media. I'm there. I think I already mentioned it, but my website is russellofhotels.com, www.russellofhotels.com. Look forward to seeing you again at another hotel near me. Not near you, but near me, because that's, if I'm going to do a live, whatever, broadcast or whatever, sometimes people are something else. It's near me. I actually lost my train of thought. See, I'm trying to do two things at one time, and obviously I can't do it. So anyway, we'll see you soon. Thanks for tuning in, and you take care. Bye.